Hey, you guys, welcome again to another video. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Now, this video here, we're going to get right to it. You're going to have to read between the lines. You're going to have to help me out with this video because, you know, the things I want to say, I'm not able to say on this this platform. OK, I can't say it. But those of you who get it, you're going to get it. OK, this article actually just posted today at the time of this recording, and all I could do was just shake my head. We actually posted it on our community tab, on our community section right here on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Please make sure you check that because we are updating that every day, and there's going to be some heavy information coming on not just our Samba Journeys page, which you're on right now, but also on our other pages as well as the one, let's see, long form history, and also Samba Tree. Samba Tree, the Samba Tree YouTube page on the community page. We've actually we're starting a series on salt. And if we're going, and people oftentimes, we've heard people say we got to wage war against salt. No, salt is actually your friend. We actually have to understand why it is. It's not just a friend, it's a lifelong friend. And I would encourage you to head on over there. And man, we're just going to start from the beginning and just work our way through. And when you're finished, man, you're going to have a greater appreciation for salt. And you're just going to be so grateful for it. So make sure you check that out. But this right here on the topic of health, as you know, on this platform, I cannot get but so far on that. I can't. It won't allow me to say but so much. And that's kind of odd and strange, right? Being that health is really important, right? Especially when it includes things like death, you know. So it seems like we should have a ton of information and no holds barred approach, you know, when it comes to our health. But anyway, I digress. But this article just came out today, and I want you to take a look at it. Because all I could do is shake my head. Take a look at this article here. This was posted. It was originally posted on Bloomberg, I believe, but it was on the New York Post. Take a look at what they are saying now. COVID vaccines linked to slight increases in heart, brain, blood disorders. This is based off of a study. Now, we're not going to read the whole thing, but we'll read part of it, okay? It says COVID vaccines from companies like Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca have been linked to rare occurrences of heart, brain, and blood disorders, according to the largest vaccine study to date. Researchers from the Global Vaccine Data Network analyzed 99 million people who received jabs in 8 countries and monitored for increases in 13 medical conditions. The study, which was published in the journal Vaccine last week, found the vaccines were linked to a slight spike in neurological, blood, and heart-related medical conditions. Rare occurrences of myocarditis, inflammation of the heart muscle, were found in the first, second, and third doses of Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna's mRNA vaccines. Another heart condition, pericarditis, the inflammation of the cardiac muscle, had a 6.9-fold increased risk in those who received the third dose of AstraZeneca's viral vector shot, the study found. And let's continue to read just a little bit more here. Meanwhile, a first and fourth dose of Moderna's jab had a 1.7-fold and a 2.6-fold increased risk, respectively. An increased risk also was identified of a type of blood clot in the brain from the viral vector shots, such as the one developed by the University of Oxford and manufactured by AstraZeneca, as Bloomberg said. And then finally, let's read this. It says there was a 2.5 times greater risk of developing Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare neurological disorder which the immune system attacks the nerves among people who received the AstraZeneca jab, according to the study. Now, I'm just going to look at you for a moment, okay? Just a moment. And I hope you get what's in my eyes, okay? Because I can't really say what I want to say on this plantain. Oh, I got to get that word right. plantation. No, it's platform, not plantation. Let's just say that. Okay. It's a digital plantation. So they ain't going to allow us to say but so much here, but there is a platform, not a plantation, where we can, and that platform is mybantube.com. So that is our own platform where when all this stuff began, we got it, we sprung into action, and we said we're going to create our own space where we can talk about these topics, unhindered or without fear and all that stuff. Now, ultimately, these powers that shouldn't be control the internet and all of that. But in the meantime, we can create our own space where we can have these discussions and disseminate information that our people really need. And for those of you who have been tracking with us at the beginning, since the beginning of all of this, we have given a ton of information. I mean, a ton of information. We were reaching out to people in the medical field, professionals, who are in the field, not someone just kind of a YouTuber that's just kind of guessing and all this stuff, but not that. I'm a YouTuber. I don't guess. YouTubers, we research too. But anyway, but not just somebody that's just sitting here and just making things up. How about that? I'll just say it that way. But people who are actually in the field, in the know, and providing this information. And there was a lot of people, unfortunately, in the field who, just didn't want to say anything. Right. We actually did a video a while back where we even talked about, I really took particularly Black medical people to task on this topic, because a lot of this information that's now coming out has been out for some time, as you know. So, I got to be limited on what I can say. But isn't this something? Isn't it something? Well, let me show you something else, too, because there was another interview. There was an interview that came out. This was last year. And we're going to go to the American Medical Association webpage here. And this is an interview with Dr. Akiko Iwasaki. All right. And we're not going to read the whole thing. We'll just start here. All right. And the interviewer was asking, Dr. Iwasaki said, it seems like a long time ago, but it was just about a year ago that we talked, and a lot has changed since then. For one, the end of the public health emergency just happened, and also that's just the general emergence from crisis mode. But unfortunately, that's not true for everyone. Dr. Iwasaki, let's just talk a little bit about how many people out there are still suffering from long COVID. And her response was, so long COVID is estimated to affect 65 million people worldwide. Now, I will just say here, long COVID is a very large umbrella. Okay, it's a very large umbrella that a lot of things can be put under. Okay, again, I can't really get into too much detail here. Okay, but it's a very convenient umbrella. I'll just put it that way. This number is likely an underestimate since there is no active surveillance to count the number with long COVID. Again, I'm just going to read it again. I can't say too much. I'm just going to read it again. This number is likely an underestimate since there is no active surveillance to count the number with long COVID. We don't have a true grasp of how many people are suffering, but is likely in the tens of millions. Even though the emergency measures have been ended in many countries, long COVID is not going away. Well, again, this is really not, you don't want to go into the I told you so kind of stuff. You don't want to get into that. But this is why it's very important and vital for us to take our health extremely seriously. You know what I'm saying? It's something that we have to be just ferocious about. I mean, we cannot just kind of it's hard talking about this on this this platform. It really is. But I just think about the many people who are generally pretty smart, people I know. But when it came to this topic, it wasn't so much, okay, let me sit down and investigate this on my own. It was really the fear part that came in, and they just gave in to that, But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you, this article, if you hadn't seen this by now. But this isn't the only one. There are other articles, too, that are slowly starting to come up. And usually when they say slight, that's usually code for it's much bigger than than what we're actually telling you. So anyway, that is it. That's all I have for you, family. Thank you again for tuning in. A lot more coming up on this platform and our other platforms. Remember, check out other platforms such as Longhand History. I think that's what it's called, Longhand History. And also Samba Tree. And check those things out there. And then make sure you check out mybantube.com. And we appreciate those who contribute to that platform. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you. Thank you again, you guys. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.